All right, these are going to be my version of Snickerdoodles. First, I'm going to put in a cup of butter and then cream it for about 30 seconds. Okay, now I'm going to add in, I have 2 cups of flour here, but I'm only going to put about half of it in for now. And then I'll add the other half in a little bit. I have 2/3 cup of cocoa. It's just unsweetened baking cocoa. I have 2 cups of sugar. Two eggs, a teaspoon of vanilla, a half of a teaspoon of baking soda, and then another half of a teaspoon of baking powder. So I'm going to mix that up and then I'll add the rest of my flour. Wow, those are nice and chocolatey. I'm adding this. Just as all my other recipes I share, you can substitute regular flour with the gluten-free baking mix of your choice, or mix your own flours, whatever you want to do to make these gluten-free cookies. I've made these gluten-free and they're delicious. I'm just not making these ones gluten-free because they're not for me. But they turn out really, really good. I took them to church and they were a big hit. Even the gluten-free, for people who aren't gluten-free, like them as well. So I'm going to mix this up and then I'll add the chocolate chips and nuts. Help. Do you want to eat one of these beaters? There you go. There's chocolate cookie on them. Now I have about 2 cups of chopped walnuts I'm going to add. Brody's going to help. Do you want to add the chocolate chips? And then I have, this was open, I might have used like a half a cup, so it might only be like a cup and a half of chocolate chips. They're white chocolate chips. But,
can I have one?
You may have one, yeah. Okay. Now I'm just going to mix this up with a spoon, and it takes a little while and it's kind of hard, so I'm just going to pause it and then I'll show you what the dough looks like and then we'll bake it. Alright, so I have my dough done, and it is, I don't know if you can see it if I show you. It's pretty, it's nice and clumpy. Here's a piece here, and it's basically like a reversed chocolate chip cookie. There is white chips in it, but it is chocolate batter. And they are delicious. If you like chocolate, I mean, they are really good. So anyways, you're going to take chunks, and instead of like with chocolate chips where you would like kind of roll them into a ball, you're just kind of going to shape them a little bit, but you still want them to be a little bit sloppy. So I'm going to be doing some bigger sizes here. Usually I don't for around the house. I like smaller portions, but these are not for here, so I'm making bigger ones. And after I get this done, I will show you what we do to the top of these. Well, I'll just explain it now. We have, I make a mixture of sugar. It was 4 tablespoons of sugar, and I'm getting these a little too shapy. 4 tablespoons of sugar and 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And we call it, around here, magic sprinkle dust, and we put it on top of toast sometimes. Brody will ask for that. I'll just make him toast with butter and then sprinkle a little bit of that on top, and he absolutely loves it. Obviously, it's, you know, sugar, so we don't do that a lot, but he does like that. So what we're going to do is I have that mixture right here of magic sprinkle dust, and I'm just going to take a little bit and sprinkle it on top of these cookies. And then bake them like that. And that's why we wanted them not to be like a ball, because they wouldn't, I mean, they are still a ball, but they kind of have grooves and stuff in them still. That way the sugar will kind of seep down in instead of, like, you know, roll right off of it. So I'll pop these in the oven and then I'll show you what they look like. All right, these are done. I forgot to say I baked them at 350, and it took about 12 minutes for these, but I would check them, you know, about 8 minutes and then go from there. When you pull them out, it's kind of hard, or a little bit trickier when you're doing chocolate cookies, because you can't really tell by the edges. They don't get like that golden brown. So, but they do look done, you know, you can tell. But it's easy to burn them, so you have to be careful, and you might burn a batch before you get it down. But when you pull them out, they are, I don't know if you can see, they're still like a little bit squishy. That's okay. It doesn't mean that they're not done. It just means they need to set for a few minutes. After setting for a few minutes, they will harden up. I got them over here on my cooling rack, and I'll show you in about 5 or 10 minutes, once they've cooled, how they have set. All right, I just wanted to come back on and show you these cookies, how they hardened up. They're nice and normal now, and they look absolutely delicious, and they are. I wish I would have made some gluten-free, but I'm glad I didn't, because I'd probably gain 5 pounds overnight. But anyways, they do turn out nice, even though they look, you know, like they might be a little bit soggy or something, or, you know, not completely done, but they do set very well. So I hope that you enjoy this recipe, and let me know how it turns out.